Everybody has days like this. So we're live and we're just going to start talking for a
Perfect.
second.
Hi.
Yeah, so let's segue. So, of course, welcome to Just a Live TV, giving you something to talk about live TV. I am your host, Melissa Kretschler, founder of this show. I'm also an identity coach and a spiritual teacher. Today, my guest host is Jenna Reiser, and we are going to be talking about sexuality versus sensuality. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hello, everybody watching on all of the places. Yes, like Melissa said, my name is Jenna Reiser. Thank you so much for having me on this call to just talk about the stuff we don't talk about. I am a spiritual joy coach, which means I am obsessed with the body and coming home to our body, understanding our bodies, and allowing it to be the vehicle that moves our soul forward. So we really work a lot on the divine connection, but then also the body connection. So this conversation is fun.
I'm
And
really
I'm so
excited
excited
for
to
it
do it.
too.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So Jenna and I were just talking. We are running about half an hour behind. So this show is new, right? So it's a lot of technical issues. Like my headphones wouldn't work today, and we need 1,000 followers on TikTok in order for the show to go live through TikTok. So it's like we're trying to get there. We will get there. It's just taking a little bit of time. So, and the more of you that help us, the more that this show gets out. Because the purpose of the show, absolutely, we all know, is to give us something to talk about. To talk about those topics that people don't want to talk about or are afraid to talk about or, just don't want to talk about. And this is one of my favorites. I actually have quite the fun with any sexual topics. I was a former sex worker when I was younger. And it gave me a lot of insight into people's desires, people's wants, people's needs, what they expected, who they were. And that really helped me as an identity coach moving forward, is understanding what people need and that desire behind it. So let's jump in. So what, Jenna, do you think are some of those topics that people have with sexuality versus sensuality that we're just not talking about?
So I think for me, it's really about understanding the difference between society's programming of sex and sexuality and then society's programming of sensuality, right? So many people that I tend to work with, they come from kind of that purity culture of, your body you don't want to sexualize it and you don't want to, you're a mom, don't you dare wear a low cut shirt and show off those awesome boobs that are full of milk. Like, don't do that. um, and so it's like when I see these women who are just sexualize the female body on such a deep level, which is stripping her of the essence that is the power that her creator, whether you believe in God, source, universe, it doesn't really matter, but your creator that created that physical body created it on purpose. So women being beautiful and being voluptuous and being powerful was on purpose, but it wasn't meant to be hidden. And it also wasn't meant to be like paraded around as something to be won.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. So segueing a little bit to men is so men, right? If a man walks down the street, he's topless, he's muscular, even a dad bod, because I have a thing for dad bods. My husband has a dad bod, so I'm just like, yay.
Love it.
So even a man walking down the street and he's topless, right? He might not have the mammary glands that we have to produce that milk. But even women, a man walking down the street, he's going to be sexualized by women, right? Because, oh my God, he's hot. I'd lick whatever off that chest, or, just the comments, right?
Mm-hmm.
But a man walking down and feeling confident in his body isn't a sexual thing. It is that sensuality where it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm comfortable in my body. I want to show it off, or I want to embrace that I'm comfortable with my body, however that looks. And people have taken that and twisted it so far that none of that is allowed.
Yeah.
And
well, and I think,
go ahead.
oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it's ridiculous.
No, it's totally ridiculous. And I think it's interesting how we've created this space of it's almost like your responsibility to hide pieces of you. Like, okay, this is something that's bothered me for a really long time. The female body has been sculpted, it has been painted in this beautiful sense of really like kind of adoration. Like there's almost like this reverence and this beauty to it. But then if you look at society's culture now, it's not about this reverence and this beauty of the powerful feminine body. Now it's more of like, you know, oh yeah, I'd bang that, or oh yeah, I'd tap that ass. Like it's that kind of a mentality, which is just so not yummy feeling inside. And as women, we're like, oh, well, I don't want to be objectified. Well, I don't want you to think of me that way. And, you know, if you look on my social media, there's photos of me in my bra and there's photos of me, you know, showing my belly and things like that. And I even get comments where people are like, you should cover that up. You should want. And if you don't like it, then you don't have to look. But it's not my responsibility to make you holy or make you pure.
Yeah.
It's your responsibility to show up where you want to show up and create boundaries where you want to create boundaries.
Absolutely. I know you can't see it just because we are on two different platforms. Trying to do this live, we have to be on two different platforms. So Jenna unfortunately cannot see me, and I'm going to take a picture and send it to her if I can get it to work, because I'm going to mention this, and I'm not necessarily promoting the artist, but last year I commissioned a piece of artwork. And if you zoom into that piece of artwork, and it's right behind me in the video. Sorry, I never know which way to put my fingers. That is a representation of me as a passionate, sensual, sexual woman. And it is like I sent the woman who created it, I sent her a naked picture. I'm like, delete this as soon as you're done. And it was the power, right? The power behind the photo. And I look at that photo, and every time I want to feel that power and feel that sensuality, I look at that photo. Spiritually speaking of it, I'm a spiritual teacher, right? And you're spiritual. I had a beta round of a program or a course that I offer, and it's called Chakra Power. And we just got through it. We're all done. And one of the things I teach people is that we have this